Did you know Cardiff has a wonderfully grisly history? The market used to be the gallows, this walkway was built over loads of dead bodies, and this skyscraper was built on a plague pit.
So I'm in Cardiff for work, but I've got 2 hours before I need to go meet my colleagues for tea, and I know there is no shortage of spooky stuff in this city.
Like this walkway, it was built over loads of dead bodies. Dead Man's Alley in Cardiff runs between two cemeteries which, until the late 1800s, were one. It belongs to St John the Baptist Church, which dates back to 1180. But when Cardiff Market opened in 1891, workers and customers would have to trek all the way around the cemetery to get in. So the council arranged for a path to be constructed that would create a shortcut to the market, a shortcut straight through the cemetery. But what about the graves, I hear you ask? They're still there, just under the path. And if you look down, you'll see little gold numbers that show who's buried under which paving slab. Hence the name, Dead Man's Alley. And imagine my delight when I heard Cardiff had a haunted market that used to be the town gallows. The bustling Victorian market was once home to Cardiff Jail, where prisoners were housed and executed. The gallows stood at what is now the St Mary Street entrance, where people would gather to witness the dozens of public hangings that took place throughout the 19th century. In 1814, the jail, which housed more than 150 prisoners in rooms made for 60 people, was deemed inadequate to cope with the city's growing population. But it wasn't actually closed until 1877. And with such a grisly history, it's no surprise the market is now considered one of the most haunted buildings in the city. Shoppers say the air feels oppressive and heavy near the St Mary Street entrance, as if it's full of the dread of the condemned who are waiting to be hanged. While inside the market, people regularly report hearing voices and seeing shadows darting between the stalls. Now, I'm not going to use the phrase hidden gem, but this is definitely a lesser known spooky spot. Capitol Tower in Cardiff was built on the grounds of a former medieval friary, and during its construction in 1967, workers uncovered mass grave pits, believed to date back to the time of the Black Death. After that, the worried workers reportedly came to the site wearing hazmat suits and carrying oxygen tanks in case the bones were still infected with the plague. But it turned out the cold, damp Cardiff ground had killed off any lingering nasties. As well as the plague pit, the remains of around 40 skeletal monks were discovered, along with a lead casket that contained just a heart. Gorgeous. See you next time!